Hello fellow YouTubers, BearPrepper here. I'm just going to take a moment of your time and I want to talk to you about jars and lids. Now, we all buy jars in the store, or we buy them on the shelf, or we buy them at yard sales. And one of the things you need to check for, and you're probably not going to be able to see here, but you need to run your finger across the edge. And a lot of times if you feel a ridge, this one has a ridge here, trying to make sure you guys can see it. And this one here has a ridge right here. And I know you can't see it, but I can feel it. Now, I've had no problems with these jars previously until I started using these lids with them. So I have a choice now. I can either throw these jars away and not use them again in order not to risk them not sealing, because with the ball, there's a thicker rubber gasket than there is on these home ones. This gasket here is pretty thin, and so it doesn't compensate for that ridge. Now, or I cannot get these lids anymore. Well, these lids are many, many years old. And one of the things you should look for in your lids is you need to feel them. If you can press into it and it leaves an indent that easily, then there's probably something wrong with your lids. They're probably too old. And as you can see, upon using them, warming them up, they started peeling. See that? Just started peeling right off. So these lids, like anything else you have, needs to be rotated. I wish I could tell you how old these were. They were $1.69 at Sears. So I can tell you they're pretty old. And it's not always easy to tell if they're bad before you heat them up. See those? You can tell. I can tell they are. You see that? It's just me pushing on it. And see how it's bulging up? Let me go get you a ball. Here's a ball. See if I can get where you can see it. There we go. And if I push in the same way I did before, you see how it's not rubbing it off? Okay? So think about that. Check them that way, or just rotate them on a regular basis. I would say that these are probably 10 years old, and they worked okay about 9 months ago, 8 months ago, but not so much now. I can just barely press on them and move. So please check them and throw away the ones that don't seem right. I also wanted to take a moment to invite you to PrepperBroadcasting.com tomorrow night. We're going to have Joe and Sarah from JoeandZachSurvival. They're going to be talking to us about wild edibles. It's one of the few topics I really know nothing about, so I'm excited to learn how to identify plants, what kind of plants are indigenous to most of our areas, and learn all the lessons they've learned about wild edibles. So tomorrow night at PrepperBroadcasting.com, and you just click on the listen and chat and come on into the chat room. We'd love to have you there. Or you can just call in and listen. And it's 347-202-0228. You can also go to Blog Talk Radio to catch us there, on Stitcher, or I think we're on iTunes also. So I hope to see you there, and we're in for a treat with Joe and Sarah from Joe and Zach Survivals. Blessings.